if you already know who you want to call, you can skip this section, okay? So if you already have your own business set up and you know exactly who you need to contact, skip it, move on to the next ones. If you have no idea who to call and what to sell, this you should stick around, okay? So the idea here is that you want to pick a niche. And don't turn off just yet, like, oh, he's saying what everyone else is saying. The reason they're saying it is because it's very valuable. The reason that you want to pick a niche, which is a small subsection of all the businesses that you could call, is so that you can learn the specific objections that that niche is going to have. And it's so that you can learn the particular words that that niche uses, and you can come across very much like you know their business. Someone is going to be much more likely to buy from you if they believe, even, you understand their business. How can you make me a website that sells to customers if you don't understand what I'm selling? Yeah? Versus, you've made websites for a few businesses like mine. Okay, I trust you to make a website for a business like mine. If you don't know what to sell, just sell websites. It's easy to learn. It's easy to do. Every business owner needs one. They all know the value that it makes for their business. You can learn online how to make a business and why a business would buy a website, why it's valuable to a business. Okay? How do you pick a niche that's good for cold calling? I briefly mentioned it in a previous module, which was who do you call and when can you call, right? You want to pick a business niche where customers of theirs are picking up the phone and calling the business. This will mean when you call them, they'll pick up the phone to you. Okay? This is things like plumbers, electricians, restaurants, beauty clinics, dentists. Anyone that fields customer inquiries on the phone is who you want to be picking as your niche. Okay? And why do you want to pick a niche? We just said that. You want to pick a niche because then you get very good at dealing with the objections. You can learn the language that they use. You can talk about specific problems. So that's on the sales side. But on the actual delivery side, the reason you pick a niche is because it makes it much faster for you to deliver if you've already done a fairly similar thing with another customer before. Okay? It's very important that you don't just say, I'm going to sell websites. I've made this mistake loads of times. I'm going to sell websites and I'm just going to talk to every business owner. I guarantee you, each project you do, you don't make as much money on because it takes you way longer. You've got to learn about their business. You can get them to say yes, fine. But then you've got to spend longer learning about their business from scratch so that you can build a decent website. Whereas if you have already done a website for these people or a similar business before, you don't need to do the uphill learning. Yeah? So all of that time that you spent learning is then profit in your business. Promise you, you can change niche later, but have something very specific. Like, I make websites for dentists. I make websites for plumbers. I make websites for people that stitch cushion covers. Yeah? It's probably quite a good one. That's now ruined because so many people have watched this. Okay? So just pick a niche so that you can optimize your delivery. Yeah? How do you pick one? You can go online and find a huge list of niches. In fact, I might include one in the modules. If it's not in there already, send me a message and I will get you a list of leads. Okay, a list of niches. Pick one of those. How do you pick one? Pick one that you kind of understand. Pick one that you find semi-interesting, and pick one, this is quite important actually, you don't really want to pick one where their customer is worth about 30 quid to them. You want to pick one where the customer, their customer, right, so the person they're selling to is worth 200 to 300 quid or more to them. Okay, so that you can say, hey, look, if I can get you 10 more customers, that's £3,000. It's worth paying me £1,000 for the website, right? That's a little good nugget for you there. Don't pick a niche where the customer is worth 5 or 10 quid to that business. It's an uphill battle. They will still need a website, but they just won't see the benefit of paying you in the beginning unless you're pretty damn good at websites already and you can prove I can get you thousands of customers. Okay? So pick something you understand, you think you can learn. Pick one. Just pick a niche. Okay? Stick to it for a bit and get good at dealing with the objections that that particular niche has. And get good at saying to the business owner, hey, you have this particular problem. I know that because I've worked with X such and such people. Can I help you with yours? Okay? That's about it on this. Just pick a niche. It is much more efficient.